jumped up from the words I read on the page of the book today. The story it was about a man and his friends and the things that he didn't say. And they shouted out his name, they shouted out his name, and they told him. They shouted out his name, they shouted out his name, and they told him they live like him, they live like him their whole life through. The man met the brothers fishing on the shore as they cast their nets to the sea. He met two more putting nets in the boats on the Sea of Galilee. He said, come and follow me, come and follow me, I'll show you. Come and follow me, come and follow me, I'll show you how to fish for men, how to fish for men. Come work with me. Taxman invited him for a meal and brought along his old friend. The teachers had noticed that the friends were bad, but the man shook his head and said, I'm here to help the bad, I'm here to help the bad, don't worry. Here to help the bad, I'm here to help the bad, don't worry. Can't help the good, can't help the good, if they think they're alright. With 7 more friends they traveled the land, helping the old and the ill, telling everyone about the glory of God and the wonderful place where He lived. They said, put your faith in Him, put your faith in Him, He'll help you. Put your faith in Him, put your faith in Him, He'll help you. Live life to the full, live life to the full. Put your faith in Him. Man and his friends met for a meal to celebrate the events of the past. As they ate and they spoke, the man he knew the supper was to be his last. Said, one of you's gonna betray me, one of you's gonna betray me. They said, you don't mean me, you don't mean me. But he said it was true. A friend arrived with the soldiers in tow and took the man away. The governor said he would set him free, but the people just roared in day. He shouted out a prayer, he shouted out a prayer, why have you left me? He shouted out a prayer, he shouted out a prayer, why have you left me? On my own, on my own. Father, you seem so far away. The stranger joined their friends on a walk one day and asked them what they're talking about. They told him of the man and how he died, and they just couldn't figure it out. He said, you don't seem to get it, you don't seem to get it. Had to be that way, had to be that way, if the teaching were to stay. It's usual now for a folk singer to sing the first verse again, but the man came back to life after death, and the story it has no end. Shout out his name, shout out his name, and tell him. Shout out his name, shout out his name, and tell him you'll walk with him, you'll walk with him your whole life through. Shout out a name, shout out a name, and tell Shout out a name, shout out a name.